ready to finish eating. So I watched The Host again. I loved it as much as I loved it the first time. Stephanie Myers. I know the guy. I never read the book, but I watched the movie years ago when it came out. Watched it in the theaters, and I loved it. And now I just watched it again. That might not be the first time I watched it again, actually, on the TV, on demand. I like that movie. I'd never realized about it being Saoirse Ronan. I like her. I got home from church. She's watching in just like that. And I gotta finish feeding the beast. Finish feeding the beast. These bowel movements have been phenomenal for months, for many months now. There's no saying that it's from the supplements he takes, but I'm going to continue giving them to him anyway. They last for months, you know. They're not a fortune, and they last for months, and I believe that they are helping him. So, it's like I take things I believe are helping me, even if I can't, quote, prove it, unquote. Same with Joe. Anyone who takes a lot of supplements, a lot of natural things, you don't know for sure that it's doing anything. You just trust. Trust that it is. And as Joe would point out, because I play devil's advocate. How do you know? He's like, well, my proof is that I don't ever have to go to the doctors. I don't get sick, so. He's gotten a little bit sick here and there. Nothing that we have to go to the doctors, though. Nothing serious. Me, I'm prone to getting injured. Not so much getting sick. Definitely injuring myself, though. The latest being could have been a disaster on multiple levels. Spraying that damn Waterpik sprayer water, advanced cordless Waterpik flosser into my eye. Slightly different angle, and I would have probably been blinded. That's how easily something can happen. It definitely makes me lean towards not wanting to ever turn it from low up to medium or high, but you're supposed to as your gums get used to it. But I'll be lucky if I get it back on wearing glasses, well, sunglasses while I'm doing it, and just focusing on you don't open up your eyes. You don't have to do it. You're doing it by instinct. Open up your eye is not going to help you put it in your mouth any different, you know. You have to do it by instinct. Definitely don't love it, let me tell you. And I'm facing, the reality is that I could do it every day, even though I did miss a whole week. I could do it, but even though I missed a week, to make up for it, I've been really good. I've been flossing more than once every day. You know, I can. But anyway, even though the reality is I could go to the dentist, see my dental hygienist in a few months for the follow-up, and there could be no change. Remember, we're not just looking for it to stay the same. We're looking for improvement. I face these kind of things, you know. Obviously, I want improvement, but I don't even know if I'm doing the damn Waterpik flosser correctly, and I'm supposed to do the toothbrush too. I'm supposed to do the whole kit and caboodle. once a day. Just have to do it once a day, even if I don't have to do it at the same time. If I do it once a day, then I can at least say I did it once a day. You know? Whether or not I did it correctly, whether or not it's doing fucking shit, is another matter entirely, isn't it? It's a good, sweet boy. I watched the host. The host makes somebody like me who's very introspective just think all about the nature of consciousness and reality, and we're not these bodies. The host that was inside of Melanie, who turns out to be good and help her, because normally the aliens take over and we disappear, our will, but she was in there with her, and she turns out helping her get back to her family and whatnot. She was in there with her. But it's the whole nature of reality, because Wanderer, is this creature thing, but to the people on that planet, they are beautiful. They're beautiful to themselves. But we're not going to see them as beautiful. Then the guy falls in love with the creature inside of Melanie. Melanie has her own boyfriend, lover from before she got taken. But the creature isn't that body it inhabits. And yet a man in the resistance, the aliens have taken over almost everybody. They outnumber the humans 1,000,000 to 1. They've taken over all across the world, and now there's no, because we're a brutal species and they're a kind. It starts off saying there's no war, there's no killing, there's no hatred, there's no lying, there's no anything, because we've been taken over by an alien species who doesn't engage in those types of things. What it does do is take over worlds, and it doesn't change them. It inhabits them. But as Melanie points out, call it what you will, it is murder. You've taken over our bodies and we're not here anymore. You killed us, you know. A few strong souls survive inside with the host. But the whole point being, the guy falls in love with that thing inside, and she says, you love this body, but he also falls in love with her heart, the alien's heart. But you love this body. If you could hold me, see me in your hand, if you could see me, you would be repulsed and you would crush me. And then he's like, you don't know that. Well, what we do know is you can't interact with her like that in her real form. She has to be inside the human body for you to interact with her. But you did fall in love with her soul. The whole nature of reality and people and yada yada yada. Then when I should have gone to bed, because I should sleep when Omar sleeps, or I wind up having what happened last night, where he'll sleep for hours while I stay up all night, and then he doesn't want to sleep, and he's already gone into the bathroom, and he's already eaten, so he's done for the night. He doesn't want to sleep because he's already slept for hours. But I watched a movie called Shepherd, Story of a Hero Dog. And it was worth staying up all night. At least I stayed up for something meaningful and beneficial. It was about a little boy in the Holocaust. And it was really good. It was really, really good. It's based on a book called The Jewish Dog by somebody, but the movie was good. I enjoyed every moment of it. I wished I could have closed captions because there were parts that I didn't understand what they were saying, but I watched it on yet another third party. And how I discovered it is I was trying to watch Judy, that movie I've already seen, but I watched Judy on this third party called Plex. New third party to me. Like I said, they're all popping up. All these third parties are popping up, and you know they have a ton of commercials, but they offer, you know, mainstream movies and TV. Plex is new to me. I'm aware of Tubi. Let's see, Tubi, and these were never around years ago. This is the latest thing. Tubi, Pluto, Freevee, Free Awesome TV, there's way more than that. I just can't think of them. Of these third parties. Peacock's a third party. We've got that for free for a while. Now they want you to pay for it. I said no. They're having a trial thing, and then they'll have you pay the full thing, but it's not even about that. It's about we have enough. So we don't need everything. I tell my mom we have the big one. We have HBO Max, and we have more than enough to watch. More than enough. It's Pluto, Tubi, Freevee, Free Awesome TV. And can't think of them as others, though. A bunch of others that are third parties. That's just the latest thing. When all these third parties came out, I do not know. I just know that they are the latest thing. Like the one she dropped. Oh. I hope his paw isn't infected. Just, like I said, number one, I can't keep going to the vets with him. Number two, the only thing they do is put him on antibiotics, and I have a tendency to lean towards believing that maybe we shouldn't be overusing antibiotics, you know, on people or pets, because we create super strains. So super strains of bacteria, you know. Antibiotics have their own problems. They destroy your good gut bacteria. They destroy your immune system. You build it back up, but still, you know. So I'm trying to do this on my own. I'm trying to heal this paw on my own. Ordered stuff from Target, and you have to spend at least $35 to get stuff shipped at all. It's not that you can even pay a shipping fee like at Walmart. If you're under a certain amount, you have to get anything shipped, you have to spend $35. So, but I spent 80 something. I could have split it up, and I just didn't think. I have to think, because these people are idiots, and it's a miracle this thing arrived intact. It had 4 up and up moisturizers for my mom, because I'd been waiting for the Neutrogena moisturizer, oil-free, SPF 15 to arrive. I forgot that I'd sent it opened up the account under my other email that I don't use very often. And I would have been waiting forever. Finally, I looked up and found it. Oh my God, it was canceled the same day I ordered it. And then I called up to say, what's up? I can't find this anywhere. Now you cancel it and say it's out of stock. What's up? We're discontinuing that whole line. I'm like, why? People love that oil-free. Yeah, but it's been around for over 20 years and they want to bring in something new and they're discontinuing it. Oh, great. What should I use instead? My mom, I need it. They can't discontinue it. Mom, we have to try something else. So I actually found at Target. I didn't find it at CVS. They have their own CVS brand too, but it probably sold out or they're not going to have it anymore. But Target has Up and Up, and it says comparable to Neutrogena oil-free moisture SPF 15, like my mom's been using for years and years and years and years. So I got 4 of those, figuring she could try one. If she doesn't like it, we could turn the others in person. And then we needed soap. I stocked up on things. I stocked up on soap a long time ago. Didn't have to worry about it. Dish stuff for a long time. We use it on our hands too. I don't want the antibacterial, so I use Ajax Lemon. It's not antibacterial, and we use it as hand soap. We use it as dish detergent. So I couldn't find the 96 ounce anywhere, so I bought the 52 ounce, 6 of them. 52 is like 3 pounds each, right? That's 18 pounds. 2 of the stuff she likes, the Dawn dish detergent, the blue. I bought 2 big ones of those, 56-inch each. So we're talking over 20 pounds. They shoved into a small box. This is all liquid. They didn't protect the top, make sure the cover wasn't going to come off, nothing. They threw it all in a box, shipped 24 pounds of pure soap liquid, and threw in the 4 moisturizers on top of that. Inside that, they didn't get crushed, but they were all open, you know. And they have a review coming where I can say, how was your delivery? And all right, everything's fine, okay, per se, everything's fine technically, but, you know, the way you ship is insane. Shipping 24 pounds of liquid on top of the 4 moisturizers. It was in a small box. I'm like, how did all those fit in there? I thought I got like 6 of them. I'm asking myself, how'd they fit in this small box? Shoved on top of each other in a real small box. That's what these delivery warehouses have been trained to do with any company. They just shove as much as they can in one box and hope for the best. Hope for the best. That was an accident waiting to happen. 24 pounds of soap. A little more than 24. 52 times 6, and then 56 times 2, plus 4 moisturizers, 4 ounces each. That comes to a pound. So add up how many pounds that is. That is what arrived in a box this size from Target, all shoved in there on top of each other. Heavy, heavy, heavy. From FedEx Ground. A miracle it even arrived at all. A miracle it didn't arrive in liquid and opened. They didn't protect the tops to make sure they don't open. They shoved all the fragile moisturizers in there and they all got open. They were all in the bottom crushed, but the moisturizer bottle itself didn't get crushed. That's the price you pay for discount and for the convenience of shipping, of having it delivered to your door. I saw the box and I'm like, oh my God. Do you know what I did? The neighbors saw me too across the street. They were having some kind of party and they were out on their front porch. I opened it up outside to make sure there wasn't liquid everywhere that I couldn't see or something. And it was too heavy anyway. I brought them in one at a time. Technically it wasn't too heavy. I can lift 24 pounds, but why do it? Why not just bring each soap in individually and make sure it's not leaking? It was a miracle. Vitacost, when it has soap, it sends you soap, dish detergent. I mean, I don't order dish detergent, but laundry detergent. It wraps the top to make sure it doesn't come undone. So that's what's going on. Oh, how's your nipple doing, baby? His nipples going back to normal. It's taking some time, but again, this nipple looked horrific on the left, and it completely went back to normal. So I trust this one more too, and I'm putting Neosporin on it. His paws, like I said, I'm doing a variety on his paws, variety of different things. I just need it to heal. It doesn't have to look good as long as it's healed. We're not doing glamour with the old dog, right? We need it to heal, though. I didn't think she'd shut it off. You're happy now. Are you happy, Mr. Pug? Happy, 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 happy. I gotta go make his food again. He's got one serving left, but I forget to make it. It takes hours to really soften. Sometimes I have to give it to him less softened. I don't like that. It makes it more difficult for both of us. All right, you ate a nice big meal. You also went poo-poo pee-pee, so I should have some time to do my own thing. To drink, to eat, to relax, without you being a pain in the ass. Okay? Okay, my precious boy. I loved that movie. I loved it. It was worth staying up. Called Shepherd. I love anything with animals that's good. Like the one recently with Channing Tatum was so good. The one, I watched another one called War Dog. I love the ones with the dogs that are heroes and that, you know. This was about the Holocaust. They had to give up the mama dog. They kept one of the puppies. The little boy was in love with the puppy. And then they weren't allowed. They weren't allowed. First they weren't allowed to go in shops. And they weren't allowed to own pets. The dog was given with a good owner, but the wife didn't want the dog. The man was good to him, but they weren't jerks, obviously. They still associated with and the dog made him way back, and then they were gone. They'd already been taken to the camps. The dog made his way back, and then he's outside, and he ran into the apartment, and they're like, she's like, it's like there were new people in this, like, you know, there were new, good. And then the wife's like, you think this dog, shoo, it's like he thinks, it's like he lived here, so then he stays outside. Finally he gives up. He becomes a street dog, a dog, but then he joins his friends. And ultimately, he winds up in the pound and gets taken by somebody, a would-be officer. And he's in training, and he ends up loving the dog. But just because he loves the dog doesn't mean he's not a monster. Doesn't mean he doesn't view human beings of certain as less than, as non-human. You know, so sure, he loved the dog, but and then the dog winds up finding the little boy. He found the little boy in the camp, and it was a really good story. It was fiction. It had a happy ending. The dog was walking with the guards one night and saw that the electric fence, he was a really intelligent dog. He was top in his class of finding, you know, hidden Jewish people that were in hiding, and they got medals and this, that, whatever. Yeah, the reason he's able to find them so much better than any other dog is because he was actually, you know, it's just a good story. Very well written, suspenseful. He's about to be killed. The guard is like, you want to feed the animals, but if you take one bite of that food, of course they're starving, you take one bite, then that's it, you know. And then he gets to be with his dog because he recognizes that it's his dog. The guard doesn't know that, of course. He's like, my dog's taking a liking to you. Why don't you, do you want to have a better job of feeding the animals? Yeah. But of course, his fellow camp people in his bunk are like, you got to steal some food for us, we're starving. And little boy does it, and then of course gets caught, and then he's about to be killed, but then there's a mutiny and they're all trying to escape. But the dog watched one night, because he's so smart, the upper guard, not his owner, but who's been good to him, but the upper guard throwing cigarette butts, and there was one spot in the electric fence that doesn't light up when he throws the cigarette butts, and the dog remembered that spot. The dog's real smart. Dogs can be smart like that. They really can. A really smart dog. They're dumb dogs. Someone told me before, you know, my dog's really dumb, but I'm like, my Omar's really smart. He's really smart. He remembered one time when we were in the California and in Jack in the Box, and Donald and I and him, and it didn't hurt him. We shouldn't have done it, but I'll have to finish this story. It's gonna end. Forget it. He remembered that for months later that I poured some of my water in my cup and over him, and he remembered the next time we were there, and he's looking and thinking I'm going to do it again.